Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be sharing a healthy Costco haul. So just for reference, this is for my husband and I. My little guy is just 6 months old. He's just eating a tiny little bit of solids, but not really. So this is mostly for two people, and we do get pretty much all of our meat from local farmers. So you won't see a lot of meat in here. We do eat meat and we have our own chickens. So most of my Costco stuff is Pantry Staples. I actually prefer to get my produce just from the grocery store. I find that Costco isn't the best prices and we often can't eat like the large quantities before they go bad. So this is pretty much a Pantry Costco haul. We do try to eat mostly organic when we can, and Costco is one of my favorite ways to do so. Okay, so the one meat item in here is organic chicken breast. So other than this, all of our meat comes from local farms that we love to support, but I do buy organic chicken breasts. They're just so convenient. They're one of our favorite things just for like a quick and easy dinner, to just do like a sheet pan, like one pan type of meal with roasted potatoes and roasted veggies and stuff. And then I have this frozen berry mix. So my preference is actually just to buy organic raspberries, organic frozen raspberries, and organic frozen blueberries. Those are just my two favorites. But our Costco has been out of frozen berries for so many months. I haven't been able to find raspberries in months. And I prefer organic berries because it is a dirty dozen item, but this is the best that we could do right now. So I like to have this big bag of frozen berries. I love to eat it with like my yogurt in the morning with granola, and I just like to have berries on hand. It's one of my go-to items. Okay, and then next is just coffee creamer. I don't drink coffee. My preference would be organic dairy, but my husband's the one that drinks that and he doesn't really care. So we just have some regular cream there, and it's just the best price at Costco. And then I just have like a big block of marble cheese. There's something special about this. It's just a good price at Costco. And then my husband had requested hummus to eat with. I make sourdough crackers. He said that it's really yummy with hummus. We actually prefer spicy hummus, but I think this is just roasted red peppers. He's just gonna add like some spicy hot sauce or something to this. And I don't know if this is actually a better deal at Costco. I just happened to be at Costco and I wasn't going to our other grocery store as well. Otherwise I probably would have just skipped the Costco size one and just bought it from the grocery store, but this works also. And then the only two fresh produce things I bought was a big bag of bell peppers. I love bell peppers. They're one of my favorite vegetables just to eat raw, or I pretty much put them in anything if I'm making like pasta sauce or roasted veggies, like I said. And then I also got a big bag of pears. I already washed them and the bag has disappeared, so I'm just showing you a couple pears. But I did get a big bag of pears. That's not a go-to staple item for me. They just looked good when I was there and they were a good price, and produce is super expensive right now. So I figured I would just get something that was a reasonable price. Do you want this? Okay, and then really getting into my pantry staples. These are pretty much all items that I always get at Costco and I only purchase at Costco. So if I'm out of any of these things, they pretty much always run out all at the same time, of course. So then we're usually due for a big Costco trip. I always love to have a big thing of coconut oil on hand. I love using coconut oil in my baking. Anytime a recipe like banana bread, even cookies, calls for oils. He doesn't have any teeth, so whatever. I use coconut oil in all of my baking, and some people say that it has like a little bit of a coconutty taste. I honestly don't really find that the finished product ever really tastes like coconut. And Costco definitely has the best deal on the organic coconut oil. I would say that this big tub usually probably lasts us like 4 to 6 months. And then I typically use avocado oil in my cooking, like if I'm because I do find that the coconut oil, if I'm cooking, if I'm like frying an egg, that's not a safe place for that. If I'm frying eggs or something like in my cast iron pan, I do prefer avocado oil over the coconut oil because it does have less of a taste. It's pretty much tasteless, but I don't really use the avocado oil in my baking just because it is more expensive. This is like the only cooking oil that I use in my house. We don't do any like vegetable oils, canola oil, anything like that. We pretty much use coconut oil and avocado oil and butter, which is obviously not a pantry staple. I forgot to mention this previously, but I like to buy the organic butter at Costco. Organic butter is pretty pricey, but organic dairy is a priority to me. Sometimes I make my own butter, but we can't always do that. So I did get 2 things of this organic butter. And this is what we use for like my fresh sourdough bread. We put butter on that, obviously. And sometimes I use it in baking. I try not to just because it's much more expensive than coconut oil. Okay, and then I got a thing of pure maple syrup. We only do real maple syrup, no high fructose corn syrup, any kind of garbage in our home. I love real maple syrup. I grew up, my grandpa would make syrup and we would like tap trees and collect sap with him, so it's super nostalgic, but we love syrup. My husband will put it in his coffee. Sometimes I bake with it, but we use it on like sourdough pancakes and stuff like that. And maple syrup is also what I use when I make my own yogurt, just to sweeten it a little bit, or even if I buy store-bought yogurt, I like to sweeten it with maple syrup because I always buy plain yogurt that doesn't have tons of sugar in it. Okay, and then honey is my other favorite natural sweetener that I like to use. This is typically what I use in my baking. You can actually substitute honey. If the recipe calls for sugar, you can just do like a 1-to-1 ratio of honey. I also love to drink this in my tea, and we make sure to get like raw, as local as you can, sourced honey. Local honey has the most benefits. So I love to stock up on this big thing of natural raw honey. Okay, and then I do get organic white cane sugar. This is like an unbleached sugar. I'm not super anti-sugar. I really don't like artificial sugar alternatives. I would actually prefer to just use the real thing. Our bodies know what to do with it. So I do still use regular sugar in my baking and stuff. I love to swap it out for maple syrup and honey. Those are definitely more expensive. Otherwise, I would do that all the time. And then one of my other favorite baking essentials is this organic rolled oats. So oats are actually one of the crops that are really, really heavily sprayed with pesticides, specifically glyphosate. And even a lot of organic rolled oats still have traces of glyphosate or other pesticides, herbicides on them. So this is a brand that has been certified glyphosate free, which is super, super important to me. This is super affordable. I think that this huge bag is like $8.99 at Costco, which is very comparable to even like non-organic at the grocery store. And I love making my own granola to eat on my yogurt that I make. So I use that for this. I like it for oatmeal cookies. So then I love to get Costco's peanut butter. This comes in a 2-pack. I already like put one in the fridge and everything. I really wish that our Costco sold an organic peanut butter. I would for sure purchase that instead. It's really important to me that my peanut butter is just peanuts and salt. This one actually doesn't even have salt in it. The only ingredient is peanuts, so that's super important. I really don't want my peanut butter to be full of hydrogenated oils, sugars, a whole bunch of extra ingredients. So this is one that needs to be stored in the fridge. I like to store it upside down so that the oils don't separate as much. I find that that is easier to mix and spread when I want to use it, but I love this. And Costco's is my favorite like natural peanut butter. Okay, then I have a bag of just regular chocolate chips. These aren't really a healthy snack or anything, but I do like to get my chocolate chips at Costco. They're just like semi-sweet ones. Okay, I don't drink coffee, but my husband loves coffee, and I always buy coffee for him at Costco because it's the cheapest place to get organic coffee for sure. Again, organic is super important to me when it comes to coffee, and he really likes this one. I have never tried it because I don't drink coffee. Not that I have anything against coffee. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just don't like it and don't really feel the need to drink it. The next item is this Chosen Foods avocado oil. I really like this. Like I mentioned, we avoid any sort of vegetable, canola oils, things like that. So I don't do regular mayo. And even when you're choosing an avocado mayo, you have to be careful that they don't sneak canola oil in there because sometimes they do. But this one is just avocado oil and has really good whole food ingredients. So this is a good affordable way to get this. Otherwise you can make your own mayo, which is actually very easy to do. And then I got this package of dark chocolate almond butter cups, which as you can see is open because I ate one of these on my way home from the grocery store. And then I just spilled them all over the floor right now. But these are one of my favorite snacks. They're not like perfectly clean or ingredients by any means. My baby is fine. He's just crawling around the floor eating a pear. In case you were worried. And the very last item is this big thing of Epsom salts. I honestly, this is the first time I've ever bought these from Costco. I just happened to be there and I knew that we were out because I took a bath the other day and didn't have any. I do like to have Epsom salts for baths. They are good for muscle relief. And I always make sure to get ones that have no added fragrance or no added ingredients. I just want them to be completely natural Epsom salts with nothing added. So I just decided to grab this while I was there. So that is my Costco haul. Let me know if you like seeing these and I can do them more often. Honestly, these are the items that I pretty much always get from Costco, and sometimes I get a few more random things, but this is pretty much it. But let me know if this video was helpful and if you'd like to see more grocery hauls. I could do a grocery haul from my like regular grocery store where I get my fruits and vegetables, and some other like smaller things that I don't need like a huge container of. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.